Why our schools are opening their own virtual schools. Let me introduce you first about some facts on K-12 virtual schools. Public virtual schools are public schools, not private. Another fact about K-12 virtual schools is that virtual schools are not home schools. Here's some differences between homeschool and public virtual school. Virtual schools have state certified public school teachers. Their students have state assessment tests. They have attendance policy and academic progress requirements. And finally, they require school grades, transcripts, report cards, and parent conferences, just like regular public schools. Now, you might ask yourself, what is the role of a virtual school teacher? A virtual school teacher provides instruction, guidance, and support. They evaluate students' work. They communicate regularly with students via phone, email, face-to-face, and academic workshop. And they organize social and academic trips to promote school community and also to socialize. Sometimes, when parents are unsatisfied with the public school system, they will enroll their children into virtual charter schools instead of homeschooling them. School districts are now opening their own virtual schools to respond to the demand of many students and parents. The goal of my TechLeap project is to explain a few reasons among many why this change is happening. One of the reasons I explain in my paper is flexibility. I also explain differentiated instruction, financial reasons, and the learning environment. One of the appealing characteristics of virtual school is flexibility. Why? Students can register for class all here. Teachers can be available online from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. It allows students to customize their own schedules, and students can work at their own pace. Differentiated instruction is another factor that influences parents to switch from traditional setting to a virtual schools. One interesting statistic I've learned in my research paper is that 69% of teachers agree that online education has made it easier for students with visual, auditory, and or physical limitations to achieve their academic goals. Virtual schools also gives the students the time they need to master the content. It allows individuals feedback on assignments, and it is really student-centered instruction. Financial reason is also a reason for districts to open their own virtual schools. Here's some statistics. 53% of public schools had students enrolled in distance education courses in 2009-2010. 23% increase from the 2003-2004 school year. So therefore, school districts felt the need to compete with cyber charter schools to keep the money in the traditional setting. The learning environment is the last reason I explain in my paper. Unfortunately, with all the violence that is happening in school today, many students feel safer obtaining their education home instead of a traditional classroom. Therefore, safety is also a reason why students and parents decide to change from traditional settings to virtual schools. We need to remember that our lifestyles are changing and the labor market is changing. So we need to embrace the change and remember that the goal of education is to becoming a more capable person than when we started, that it is in a traditional setting or virtual setting.